Hello everyone and welcome back to Canadian King Coins. In today's video, I'll be giving you the history of the Canadian dollar coins. Canada's current dollar coin, the iconic Loonie, is well known by everyone, but that was not always the case. The first idea for a Canadian dollar coin came in 1910, when the government of Canada amended the Canada Currency Act, deciding that a $1 coin made of silver would be issued for 1911. 3 specimens are known to have been made, but the coin never went into production, and the project was quickly forgotten, at least until 1935, when the first dollar coin was produced, commemorating the Golden Jubilee of King George V. The coin was struck in 80% silver, had a diameter of 36 millimeters, and had a reverse design that showed a canoe with a native and a voyager, passing an island with 2 trees and the northern lights above. And the obverse used a special portrait of the king previously used on certain Australia and New Zealand coinage. Nearly 500,000 were produced, and it was widely considered a success. In 1936, the dollar was produced again, and the reverse was the same as on the previous issue, but the obverse bore the regular portrait of the king used on Canadian coins. Of course, King George V died in early 1936, and after the brief reign and subsequent abdication of King Edward VIII, King George VI became king, just in time for the coinage of 1937. The design of the dollar coin was the only one that did not get updated for the coinage of 1937, as it was only 3 years old. Two years later, in 1939, the dollar coin bore a special reverse to commemorate the visit of King George VI to Canada. The design shows the center block of the Canadian Parliament buildings in Ottawa. Above is the Latin phrase, Fide Suorum Regnat, meaning, he reigns by the faith of his people. The designer was Emmanuel Hahn. Due to the lack of demand, the dollar coin was not produced again until 1945. Most of the dollar coins from the 1940s had very low mintages and are very valuable today. In early 1952, King George VI died, leaving his daughter to become Queen Elizabeth II. She would first appear on the 1953 issue. Her first portrait shows her at age 27 and wearing a lorette in her hair. This portrait is now called the Young Head Portrait. The dollar coin would remain the same until 1965, when the Queen's portrait was updated. This new portrait shows her at age 39 and wearing a tiara. In 1967, all Canadian coins featured special reverses to commemorate the centennial of Canadian Confederation. The dollar coin features the iconic Canada Goose in flight, designed by renowned Canadian artist Alex Colville. In 1968, the Voyager design resumed, but the composition was changed from 80% silver to pure nickel, and the weight and diameter were drastically reduced. This design would remain the same among numerous commemorative issues until 1986. To overcome the high cost of the dollar banknote, a new circulating dollar coin was introduced in 1987. Significantly smaller than the previous nickel dollar, this new dollar was only slightly larger than a quarter, and to make it easier to identify, it was made 11-sided and a golden bronze color. The reverse design was a common loon designed by Robert Carmichael, earning it the nickname the Loonie. The Queen's portrait was again updated in 1990, now showing her at age 64 and wearing a tiara. This design would remain the same until 2003, when the Queen's portrait was yet again updated, now showing her uncrowned at age 77. In 2012, the Royal Canadian Mint introduced a new generation of dollar coins, which incorporated advanced security features and were now made of brass-plated steel as a cost-saving measure. The Loonie has remained the same in the years since, remaining the most iconic Canadian coin and used in millions of transactions every day. Although Americans refused to accept their dollar coins, most Canadians wouldn't give up their loonies for the world. And I know I skipped over all the countless commemorative dollar coins produced over the years. I'm planning to make a separate video covering them all, or this video would be way too long. If you'd like to learn more about Canadian coins, check out some of the other videos on my channel and consider subscribing for more in the future. And as always, have a great day.